The country is divided. Some say we're on the right track, others say we're way off. Some say the world isn't round, but things will change. There's hope on the horizon, because everything will be better when James Lantienge becomes president. And now, here's President Lantienge.
So this episode is going to be talking about community colleges. Now, I've gotten a lot of people that are kind of upset with some of my opinions and things like that. And, this is about taking a look at things differently and talking about it and debating it. We are far too sensitive now as a nation. I mean, there are people that because somebody is Republican, they won't speak to them and their family anymore. People are fighting over politics, and they're starting to break relationships that they've had for years, and family relationships. And, that is, to me, is just such a shame, because family bond should be far much more stronger than politics. And our country is creating this divide, and is creating this anger, and people can't talk anymore. If you're on the opposite side of an opinion, it's a battle. It's an argument. You can't just sit down and talk rationally about, let's think this through. And so I'm sure this next one is going to be the same thing. So I believe that community colleges should offer up to a 4-year degree program. And I shared this with some people privately, where, when we were kids growing up, a high school diploma was good enough to get a decent job. Nowadays, AI won't even consider you if you don't have a bachelor's. You used to be able to go into a place and show them and prove to them that you were the right candidate. Now, if you don't have that paper, you don't even get an opportunity to be able to talk to anybody to say, to prove to them that you could be the right candidate. I had a job that I went after when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and they required a certain level of degree, which I did not have yet. And so at the time, they didn't want to interview me. And I said, give me an opportunity, because I will be the best candidate. It's like Brady, when Brady went in to Kraft and said, I will be the best decision your organization ever made. You miss out on so much because people don't have the paper, or people are judged based on, what they see and not based on a performance. So we need to give opportunities for people. And in today's age, having that degree, even though it may not be necessary, is far more important sometimes than what people's abilities are. And they won't even consider you. So I think times have changed. And whereas, 12th grade used to be sufficient, now it's a 4-year degree. And so we have all these amazing community colleges out there that make college affordable for our youth. And not just our youth, even adults who want to better their lives and continue on to school after they've had their kids or whatever. I think we need to enable these schools to be able to offer 4-year degree programs, so that people who cannot afford to go to school have the means to be able to attend a 4-year college and get a degree. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, what about all the private schools and things of that nature? It's like, let's be honest, okay? A lot of these people who would be attending the community college are not people that would be going to those colleges anyways. It's not somebody that the college would look at and say, well, let's offer them a 4-year scholarship, or let's, do what we can to get them into our university. These private universities, I mean, they're looking for athletes, they're looking for scholars, they're looking for people that excel way above the rest. And those people aren't going to be satisfied with community college, and the community college isn't going to be, is going to be interested in them. The people who are going to look to the community college are not people that would probably attend those private schools to begin with. So the private schools aren't missing out on anything by offering a 4-year degree. We're just simply opening up the doors to people who don't have any other means to get a 4-year degree, so they don't. And now they can. So in my administration, we will be opening up community colleges to a 4-year degree program, and we will provide free schooling for most people, or if not free, at least affordable. And they're not going to end up with loans for the next 40 years of their life. They will be able to get the education they need. They will be able to better their position and their opportunities, which will make them taxpayers into our system instead of taking from our system. And I think it's just going to be better for the nation. So we will take questions with that.
Okay, we do have a number of questions here, as you might expect.
Of course.
Let's see. We first have Rigo is asking, why do you think so many employers are requiring a bachelor's degree these days, whereas they didn't in the past?
I think that education is more prevalent today than it was back then. It's perceived to be more important now than it was back then. Certain jobs needed it, but not every job. And I also think that people look at a bachelor's degree as somebody who is committed and reliable. And now with the inception of AI, people don't even look at the resumes anymore. They let AI do it. So nobody's being judged based on how good their resume looks. The very first thing they get blocked on is the fact that they don't have a 4-year degree.
Okay. And then we have a follow-up question to that, sort of. It's from Alicia, and Alicia wants to know, what do you think that the big colleges like the Harvards and the Yales and the big schools that are always struggling for donations, what do you think about the idea of taking some of that away from them and giving it to the community colleges?
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I mean, I think the private schools, they're very selective in the people that they bring into their schools. And I think that, they will still provide the scholarships to the athletes and things of that nature. One of the things that I find sad, and probably because I'm more of an artsy person than I'm a sports person, but there's so much weight and dominance put on people that are good in sports, instead of that people that are going to be great for our nation. And so I think, we need to kind of reassess that. And now they're free to do what they want. They're a private school. They can hand out the tuitions the way they choose to hand it. And if we're going to provide them with any government funding or support or anything like that, then they're going to use that money according to our rules, not theirs.
Okay. And the final question is from Lisa, and she wants to know, are the community colleges set up to handle 4-year programs?
I think some of them are starting to get there. And but it's going to take some time to roll it out. And some of those IRS agents that we were talking about, well, guess what? They can start teaching in school. So it's not going to happen overnight. That's my stance, and I think we're done with that episode.
And we are done with all the questions, so we can move on.
So next episode, we are going to be talking about becoming creators, and we're also going to go through a bit of an economic lesson. So this one might be a little time consuming.
Brought to you by Abracadabra, Hocus Pocus, Presto. Pick a card, any card. Some words are magic. They sparkle with the promise of something wonderful. But they're still just words until you add that something wonderful to the mix. And that's what you'll find at the White Rabbit Magic Shop in Santa Paula. Their inventory includes world-class tricks and illusions that are not only for sale, but that they will teach you to master. In addition, White Rabbit Magic Shop is world-renowned for its amazing collection of bicycle playing cards, with nearly 500 decks in stock. So, if you're serious about magic, then say it with us. At the White Rabbit Magic Shop, we believe in magic. The White Rabbit Magic Shop, located at 15500 Telegraph Road, Suite B15 in Santa Paula. For more information, please call 805-850-3051 or check us out online at wr-magic.com. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.